Hi, everyone, and welcome to Sister Strong, a podcast and video series about possibility. I'm your host, Betsy Wiersma. This podcast is our way to share ideas, insights, and experiences to help all of us stand strong for health and happiness. These are tools for your toolbox, so we'll just give you a few ideas and you can see what works for you. Today, sharing her amazing knowledge, passion, and commitment to your overall health and happiness is our guest today, Jennifer Nassi. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so happy to have you because you stand so tall for health and fitness, especially through self-care and your specialty, not only mind, body, and spirit, which is another part of your world, but also skincare and what we can do to take care of ourselves. So today we're so happy to have you on the show to tell people, while we have a little bit of time, some things they could learn to do that even better, to take care of their skin and take care of themselves.
Yeah, so I'm so glad we have a chance to do that. And I think often we don't keep this top of mind. And one of the reasons I do that a lot of people don't connect to is that there's not a lot of regulation around what goes into our products. And our skin, it's our biggest organ. We take in a lot of things through our skin. And in this time right now, we are being bombarded by all kinds of stressors, right? So we have emotional stressors, physical stressors, environmental stressors, and we don't need our products to add to that. And sometimes people will ask me, well, if it's just a little amount, can that really make a difference? And especially when I'm talking to women, it certainly impacts men and children as well. But when I think about our hormone system and how we work, our body is wired to respond to really, really small amounts of things. And so when we have really, really small amounts of endocrine disruptors and things like that in our products, it can absolutely impact our system in big ways. So I want to make sure that people have access to safer options, that they can feel confident and good about what they're using, and that they're getting that benefit of that self-care ritual and practice, because that on its own is such a wonderful thing to take a few minutes for yourself a couple of times a day to really feel connected to your body, to be present, and to feel like you're doing something for you. That can do a world of good when it comes to reducing some of that stress load that we're all carrying around right now.
Okay, well, I want to go back because you said a big fancy word like endocrine disruptor.
I
Okay,
did.
and I'm old and I know a lot of words, but I don't know endocrine disruptor. So
I am so
go
glad
back
you
a
brought
little
that up.
bit to the basics. So the philosophy, especially of Beauty Counter, the products you work with, is that there are things, I'm going to say that like common words. There are things that would be really bad to put into your body, even in small amounts, just because they disrupt whatever system it is that bad chemical gets in the way of. Is that like the
That is a great
translation?
sum up. Yes. So an endocrine disruptor is a fancy way of saying something that messes with your hormones. And I don't know about you, but as I'm entering a new interesting phase of life with perimenopause and all these things, I don't need more stuff trying to get in there and mess with my hormones. And when I think about my younger children who are 12 and 14, and for those, my nieces, my nephew, I don't want things in their products either that are going to be messing with that hormone system, with their growth, with their onset of their periods, with any of those kinds of things. We want to keep everyone as balanced as we can, as healthy as we can. And with Beauty Counter, we really believe that you can have safer, but you can still have high performing. And so I think a lot of times I'll hear people who say, oh, I've tried safer products, I've tried more natural products, they just don't work very well, they don't do what I want them to do, or I just don't want to deal with it. And so for me, I'm all about easy. I want to make whatever you're doing doable and easy for you, and that it's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's going to work.
Well, okay, I can then be a testimonial. I'm 168 years old, and I barely look many days over my 58 and 10/12 age. But I do get a lot of compliments about looking younger when I say, I'm 58, I'm almost 59, and people go, what? And I do really say to everyone that I started a skin ritual really in my 40s. And I just did it. It was one thing I did for me that I've never given up on. I've changed some products over the years, but I would say that these Beauty Counter products that I've used with you for the last 3 years, they have been really miraculous. So I can be a testimonial that really, my mom would call it good goods, putting really good goods onto the most important place that you make your first impression, your skin, has been, it's really been a part of my self-care regime, but also of my esteem, because that whole aging thing is really not for sissies. And it's good to be able to see your skin be soft and less wrinkles and also feel moisturized. So I'm calling you out to say thank you for all of us that are aging, which
Well,
is better than the alternative.
it is. It is. And coming from someone who still sometimes struggles to wash my face twice a day, like I get it, right? And especially in the time we're in right now where I'm managing kids doing their online learning for school and working a business and all the things that so many of us are juggling. I just want to make sure people understand it's okay to start where you are. It's okay to start putting things in place one step at a time. But that once you start doing that, it will slowly move from the something to do column, like, oh, it's just another thing to do, to the something you enjoy, right? Because now when I do it, it takes 2 minutes of my day tops to do my whole routine in terms of my skincare. And yet I just feel so much better. Like you said, I can just tell I have a glow. My skin feels more supple. It looks healthier. It feels nourishing to do that and take that time for myself. I can lock myself in the bathroom with the kids and the animals and everybody else out, right? Like, it's important for us to have those little moments of our day. And it does help in terms of how we then carry ourselves throughout our day. Like you said, that esteem that we feel that we're putting literally our best face forward.
There you go. Okay, so tell everyone now, because some people maybe have a ritual, some people do not have a ritual. So part of this whole Sister Strong is to give people actual tips on what to do. So give us like 3 things to do to start your daily ritual of skincare.
All right. Well, the first thing is going to be cleansing. And if you are like me, where sometimes the twice a day thing just doesn't happen, please, please, please make sure you're doing it at night. Okay. So at the very least, clean your face before you go to bed. Sleep, which is also super, super important. That is your time for your body to rejuvenate, to rebuild, to repair. And you want your face to be nice and fresh and your skin to be really healthy so that your body can do the work it needs to do. The one that I use right now is an oil cleanser. I absolutely adore this, especially for folks living in places like Colorado, like I do, because it is so dry. So it feels extra nourishing, extra lovely. Counter to popular belief, putting oil on your skin does not make your skin oily. Your skin cells, those barriers, are made of lipids. They're made of fats. Your skin desperately needs healthy fats to really look its best and feel its best. So know that. So cleanser for sure. Moisturizer, most definitely. You're going to want to moisturize. For where we are in Colorado, I do a 2-step process. I actually use a face oil along with my moisturizer. Again, not going to make your skin oily. We have ones that have different purposes. This one is brightening and vitamin C, which for someone who loves being in the sun and has some extra freckles and sunspots like I do, very, very helpful. And then I use a morning and nighttime moisturizer that are slightly different. But again, we can make sure that we pick things that are going to work for you. So those are a couple of things. And then also I would say in this time, you can get outside, you can be doing things out there. Please be getting fresh air. So as we're getting closer to that summer sun, sunscreen is definitely going to be something that you want to look at as well. So those would probably be my top 3 places to start, is to make sure you're cleansing at least before bed, that you have a good moisturizer. If you're in a very dry environment, you might want to consider something like a face oil as well to add into that. And then using sunscreen when you're outside for long periods, especially as we're moving into the summertime.
But on the sunscreen though, I'm also gonna add in, it is really good to have sunscreen every day, right? Because in Colorado, we're very high altitude. And also, I guess maybe too, younger skin can get away with it a little bit better. But I think the more you age, the better sunscreen coverage, especially in places like Colorado, is important. So, you know, what I do with your products is I actually mix my sunscreen into my moisturizer. And so I have the double protection. And then I use that tinted sunscreen um, moisturizer base foundation, which I really love because then that's little extra on the sunscreen with the foundation.
Yes, I love that. That is one of our favorite, our top sellers. Let me see, I've got one handy here. So that one is called Dew Skin. And so what that is it's a BB cream. So it's a tinted moisturizer. I would say for folks in dry environments like Colorado, this is not going to be enough on its own in terms of moisture. So you're going to want to still use your daily moisturizer, but then you can do something like this, which is a tinted moisturizer to put on top that has SPF coverage, or like Betsy said, where you can mix some of the sunscreen in with your moisturizer of choice, just to give you that little bit of extra coverage.
So if I'm listening to you today, and I think this sounds really great, but I don't know where to begin, why don't you
Yes.
talk about how I work with you, what kind of consultation you can give me to kind of design the right products for my skin, and if you have any special party offers for the girls.
I do. I love offers. So first of all, I'm always happy to give a consultation. And my biggest mission is to make sure that you feel supported, that you are able to ask lots of questions, that we figure out what is going to be the best fit for you. Okay. So for some people that might be jumping right into a whole regimen. For others, it might be swapping out some of their products as they go and starting to build a routine as they go. So really it's about making it work best for you. So you can find me at jennifernassi.com. That's N as in Nancy, ASSI.com. If you want to learn more about Beauty Counter there, go to jennifernassi.com/clean-beauty, and we can set up a time to chat. Right now, Beauty Counter has a 10% off offer because they are trying to encourage people to swap to cleaner products. This is our anniversary month. We have been around for 7 years now. And so we want to do something to help advocate for safer products and to help people start making that switch. So you can get a 10% off deal on your product purchase. And then for new customers, I always love picking up your shipping.
And so so while you're at home, while you're relaxing, while you're helping use love as the antivirus, the first part of that is self-care. And this is a great 1, 2, 3 tip. So now if you could only pick one tip, I make everyone only pick one tip. If you could only pick one, what would you tell everyone that's listening today?
Oh, if I could only pick one, I think it would be to hydrate your skin. So both with water, but also using a moisturizer that's really going to work for you. I'm going to squeeze in that SPF if I can, right? But really think about the hydration of your skin because that is going to give you dividends in terms of how you're feeling, how your skin's looking, all of those things, making sure your skin has the hydration it needs.
See, and you don't even know that Jen too is over 125 years old. And look at that skin. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that skin. It is beautiful. Okay, she's not. She's much younger than me, who's over 100 years old. I just feel like that. Thank you all for listening to Sister Strong, a podcast and video series for ideas for you to be part of a global sisterhood, to be lifted up, to have people that you know are standing for you, that have your back, and that can help you look and feel your very best. That, like Jennifer Nassi did with us today. Please share our helpful messages with others who are looking for ideas and insights and positive energy and love. I am your host, Betsy Wiersma.